Welcome to another topic on Indian economy 1950 to 1990. Here we'll discuss about another important uh, subtopic from agriculture, apart from what we have learned last class on land reform. Today we'll talk about the Green Revolution, its meaning and features, and the impact of Green Revolution on Indian economy. We have learned that in agriculture, immediately after independence, India experienced a big problem of low productivity, problem of landlessness, problem of dependence on monsoon, and so on and so forth. And so, after independence, there is a great change in the agricultural sector in Indian economy, which brings about the improvement in this sector, that is the green revolution. Let's try to learn about the meaning of green revolution first. What is green revolution? Green revolution, let's concentrate on the blue highlighted sentences. Green revolution refers to the large increase in production of food grains resulting from the use of HYV or high yielding variety of seeds, especially in these two important crops, wheat and rice. That's the meaning of green revolution. Due to high yielding variety of rice and wheat, there is an increase in food grains production. When was it started? It started in mid 1960s. 1960s, it's middle of 1960, so it can be 66, 67. What are the features, characteristics of this green revolution is that you have to use these seeds, HYB seeds, and if you use these seeds, you have to combine with fertilizers and pesticides in correct quantities. And number three, apart from fertilizer and pesticides, is the regular supply of water. The application of these inputs in correct proportions is vital. So these are the characteristic features of this green revolution. We'll go to another part of green revolution, is that with the help of green revolution, it enabled India to become self-sufficiency in food grains. We no longer need to be at the mercy of other countries. We need not import from other countries, but in fact, from now onwards, we are able to sell or export to other countries as well. That's the first important point on green revolution. Another part that we need to look at green revolution is the meaning of marketed surplus. What do you mean by marketed surplus? With the emergence of green revolution, there has been an increase in food grain production. So there is a portion of agricultural produce which is sold in the market by the farmers. That's called marketed surplus. That means apart from what they have consumed for themselves, I mean households, I hope you understand, they have still a surplus to sell in the market to get more benefits, monetary benefits. So that is the meaning of marketed surplus. A good proportion of wheat and rice produced during green revolution enabled the farmers to sell in the market. As a result, when there is a huge production, more supply, the price of food grains decline, the price falls down. And so that brings about the advantage to majority of people, especially the poor people. Okay, so let's try now to look at the benefits, the merits, the positive effects of green revolution. With the emergence of green revolution, number one, these majority of people who are poor who spend more of their income on food, they benefited from this decline of the agricultural products prices. Prices fallen down, become cheaper now to buy. So that's why um, it's more affordable to them. The Green Revolution enabled the government, number two, to procure sufficient amount of food grains to build the stock, which could be used in times of food shortage. So they can build go downs, warehouses, so that they can store for future use. That is the two important benefits of green revolution. Majority could get access to buy food because it's becoming cheaper, and number two, the government, because of huge surplus, they can store for future use. But there are also adverse effects. The negative impact of green revolution is that, number one, there is an increase in disparities between the big and the small farmers, because if you apply green revolution, you apply those inputs, you need to buy them. You need to buy seeds, HYB seeds, you need to buy fertilizers, pesticides, water supply. And since only the big farmers could afford those inputs, thereby reaping most of the benefits of green revolution, that means that there is um, disparity of um, earning, which goes to the advantage of the rich farmers. And number two is that by constant use of those inputs, the experiences there is prone to attack by pests, and small farmers who adopted this technology could lose everything in pest attack. So that's the adverse effect of green revolution. However, we can say that even though there are these negative impact, but it depends on the government. When the government tries to give loan to those farmers at a low rate of interest so that they get the fund to buy those inputs, and also subsidize the fertilizer, I mean they can get access to the required inputs. Thereby, the green revolution benefited the small as well as the rich farmers. So this is a conclusion to compare, to debate whether green revolution brings about benefit to small farmers. So it depends on the government. If the government helps, like in giving loans at lower interest rates, subsidized fertilizers, subsidized pesticides, they get those required inputs, then all of them could get the benefits. And here it said regarding the pest attack, if the government encourage research institutes to go deeper, study, and find ways and means to solve that, then these small farmers would not have encounter those problems. So the green revolution overall would have favored the rich farmers only if the state government did not play an extensive role in ensuring that the small farmers also gained from the new technology. So there are those states where government came forward, helped all, rich and poor, then all will get the benefit. So it depends from state to state. So that's the important point that we need to discuss at this session only on green revolution. So what you've learned about the green revolution. What is green revolution? You know the characteristics of HYV, pesticides, fertilizers, water supply, and also you've learned about the effect, positive, negative effect, impact of green revolution on the Indian economy. Okay.